What's up, guys? It's Brett. I hope you guys are super excited for the Analogue 3D. I know I am. I'm waiting for it to come in the mail. I'm so excited to revisit a bunch of N64 games from when I was a kid. And, kind of doing some research, what I've been learning is there's a ton of really cool ROM hacks that I want to check out for like Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64. There's the Super Smash remix, some Mario Kart ROM hacks, and especially with like the extra hardware upgrades that we're getting from the Analogue 3D, it's really the best time to check out some of these things. So I want to go ahead and make a guide on how to install some of these ROM hacks, how to patch your own ROMs, so you get them on your Analogue 3D and your N64. So let's dive into it. I also want to mention there's two ways I'm going to be going over how to patch your ROMs. One is like an online tool that you can use. So it's like really good. You just need a browser. And then the second, a little more involved, you have to download Patcher64 Plus and then run it. There's a GUI that pops up on your computer, and you can get kind of more granular with the patches that you want to install, if there's specific like tweaks and things you're looking for. So first let's start with the online tool and where you can actually find some of these patches. Okay, so first you want to go to this website here. It's called romhacking.net. This is a really great resource for finding ROM hacks for the N64. So if you go to this section here, ROM hacks, so you can select platform, right? So you can select N64. Let's just sort by the top ones, and we'll click go. Okay, so here you can see kind of the top downloaded ROM hacks for N64 games. So I'm going to show you a quick way to patch your ROMs. So let's use this Ocarina of Time Redux as an example. So we click this, kind of has a description of what the changes are. And at the bottom, there's going to be a little download link here. You can click that. So that's going to give us a zip file. Let's open that up. Okay, so when we unzip this file, what we're going to see is there's a .bps file. So this is kind of the normal format for those patches. And basically what we want to do is we want to patch this BPS file onto the original ROM. Now what's really cool about this website is they actually have a place where you can do that here. It's kind of hidden. If you go back to the home page, and it's on the left side here. It's called Online ROM Patcher. So you can do that. So I'm going to go ahead. Okay, so I'm going to drag this BPS file right here, this patch, onto the patch file location there. And next we want to drag our ROM file there. So I'm going to go, let me find my ROM file. Your legally obtained ROM file.
Wait, that's illegal. No, it isn't.
Okay, so I'm dragging over my ROM file now. And basically it's checking to see if it's the right ROM file here for that specific patch. Sometimes you need a specific one if you're on, if you have like a revision 1 or a revision 2 version of a ROM, sometimes you need to track down the original one. So once we've got these two things dragged in the right location, what we can do is just hit apply patch, and boom, it downloads the patched ROM hack. So this is a great resource for the .bps files. You can get a lot of the really popular ROM hacks this way. Smash Bros, Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time ROM hacks. And so yeah, that's basically the easy way. You get most of them that way. There's also a more in-depth way if you want to go really nerdy route. So I'm actually going to go back to this Ocarina of Time section. And if you scroll to the bottom here, you can see there's also something called Patcher64 Plus. This is really cool because you have more customization over the patch that you apply. And so you can pick specific things that you want on your patch in the game. So you can click here. Here's the Patcher64 Plus tool, and I'll kind of walk over how to use it. So basically, you want to download this one here, unzip it. Once you've got all of that unzipped, okay, so here's this thing unzipped. This was so confusing for me to figure out at first. What you want to do is right-click on this one here. This is the PowerShell script file. So if you right-click, it's not right. Right-click, run with PowerShell. Okay. And where I was getting stuck here is it takes a long time, or at least for me. I don't know if it's just my computer, but it takes a long time on the screen. It seems like it's doing nothing. But if you wait it out, eventually you will get the GUI.
2 hours later.
All right, we're finally seeing some movement here. You can see. Okay, so it is popped up with the GUI, and you can see that up here wants you to select your ROM, and then over here you can kind of click the patch you want. So you can see I'm already on Ocarina of Time. There's a big Ocarina of Time community, so you can see there's a lot of patches that you can just do right off the bat. Like Missing Link's a real popular one, the new Master Quest. So you can just patch these here. Like for instance, let's try this one, Dawn and Dusk. Let's try this one. Okay, next I'm going to drag in my ROM here. Okay, there's my ROM. Now what you could do is you could just patch right now this Dawn and Dusk right onto your Ocarina of Time original ROM. Or what you could do is you could go through like graphics setting, enable widescreen, things like that, difficulty, adjust HP, stuff like that, colors of the tunics, different swords you can start with. So you can actually do a lot of different mods right here. You could skip cutscenes, 30 FPS mode, change the language. So you have a lot more control over like exactly what you want to patch. So once you've made your selections, you can just go ahead and do patch selected options. And then it takes a minute and it will download straight into the same file where your original ROM is located. And Ocarina of Time, for some reason, takes a long time. So if you look now, here's what I just made, the Dawn and Dusk patch, Redux patch. So you can mess with the name or whatever. Anyway, yeah, I know the Analogue 3D is like right around the corner. I'm waiting for mine to come in, so I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be looking to play some ROM hacks and patch your ROMs. So hopefully this was helpful for all that. And I'll leave the links at the bottom for the ROM hacking website and the Patcher64 tool. And yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.